Well, hello there, everyone. Hopefully, you're doing outstanding. Today is Monday. Don't you love Mondays? And it's August the 8th, year 2022. And I got a couple different things going on today, which I'll tell you later in the video. But first of all, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a CPA, and I'm not an attorney. But I'm going to talk real quick about how you can easily get 4 rentals in just several years, and how that can be. And sometimes you can do that in the first year, maybe in your second year investing, or maybe you could copy me and get 25 in 4 years. Okay, but I'm going to explain how almost the average American who works a job can get up to 4 rentals in approximately 4 years. Okay, it's easy to do. So with that being said, after this video, an hour or two from now, an electrician is coming to my house. He's going to look at my tiki hut down there, and I'm going to talk to him about putting a ceiling fan up there. Putting some outlets, because what I want to do is put a little string of low-level lighting LED lights maybe around the inside, get his perspective on that. And I'm going to have him look at a few other things. I also need to go to the pool store today, get my water checked. Also need to go to the post office today, do some stuff, and mail a check off to my property manager for a rehab that's being done. And I always think the wheels are always churning about different things. Okay? So how can you, if you don't have any rentals, get up to 4 rentals in approximately 4 years or more within 4 years? Okay? Real quick here. I'm going to do a couple assumptions. I have to assume that you are an American who's working a job and you have income coming in. Excuse me. I'm also going to assume that you have access to $20,000. All right. You've either saved it and it's in your bank account, it's in stocks that you could sell and get money, it's somewhere you have access to $20,000. All right. And we're going to assume that you can find a rental house in your chosen market, because we've talked about different markets and stuff in other videos. You can always look back. You find a house in your chosen market, we're going to assume it's for somewhere maximum price of $100,000. Maybe it's 60, 50, 70, 80, 90, but maximum $100,000. All right. So what we're going to assume is that for that first rental house you buy, you're going to put $20,000 into buying it. That would include your closing cost. Okay. So it can't be exactly $100,000, because you put 20% down, that's 20 grand, and closing costs will be couple $1,000s. So maybe it's a little bit less, whatever it is. Everyone's market is different. I am generalizing with my numbers, okay? So bear with me. I am generalizing. You tweak what I say for your own particular situation, all right? But let's say that person successfully buys their first rental property, and let's say it cash flows for $250 a month. And by cash flowing, what I mean is after all expenses, they pay their mortgage, which includes principal and interest. They pay taxes, they pay insurance, and they hold out roughly 20% for vacancies, repairs, and capital expenditures. Okay? And then anything else they pay. If they have to pay to cut the grass or pay a water bill or whatever, anything else to pay. After all expenses, and pay a property manager. And after all expenses, there's $250 left over. All right? $250. That's not a lot, right? But it's something. So we take that same person, and let's say it took them that $20,000, we will assume they saved that up, and they can save it up over 2 years. All right, so that's another assumption. Because maybe once they get their first rental, it motivates them a bit. It's like, I like this game of real estate. I'm down the property ladder. I need to buy more, but I don't want to wait forever to save up another down payment. So maybe I can be a little more frugal. Maybe I can work a little overtime. Maybe I can work a side hustle, but I can speed up how I get my money, save my money. Okay, but let's say it took them 2 years to save 20 grand, and let's say it'll take them 2 years to save another 20 grand. All right, but now they're making $250 a month positive cash flow. That's $3,000 a year. That's $6,000 in 2 years. All right, so let's say the rent does not go up for 2 years. It's $6,000 after 2 years of positive cash flow. All right. By doing that, they've also been working their job, and they're still saving that same money to get $20,000 or more. And maybe they pulled the belt a little tighter, they worked a little extra, so they can save it a little bit better. $20,000 in 2 years over 24 months works out to an average of $833.33. All right, so if anyone out there, you're just getting started, you know how much you can save a month, you have nothing in savings. If you can save $833.33 a month, and let's assume you get no interest at all right, you will have about $20,000 in 2 years. All right. So anyway, this person who now has the rental house and now is still saving at least $20,000 in 2 years can get a second rental house in probably a few months less than 2 years. Okay. It could be as soon as 17 months, it could be 18 months, 19 months, 20 months, somewhere less than 2 years, they can get their second rental. When they get their second rental now, it's been at least 1.5 to 2 years, right? So more time has passed. So we're going to say on that first rental they got, and we'll say the second rental is cash flowing $250. Exactly, $250. Same thing after all expenses. But the first rental now, after they get to second, the first rental, it's lease renewal time, and the rent goes up only $25. So, or it only goes up where your cash flow increases $25. All right. So now you're getting $275 a month for your first house and $250 for your second house. That gives you $6,300 a year, right? So it's a little bit more money, $6,300 a year. In 2 years, that's $12,600. Well, by golly, now in 2 years, just from rent, you got $12,600. And if you're still saving that $20,000 in 2 years, or maybe saving a little bit more because maybe now you got to pay raise and you cut expenses. So maybe you're saving $25,000 in 2 years and you're making $12,600 in 2 years from rentals. So guess what? You will buy a third rental house even sooner. Maybe you'll buy it in 15 months. Maybe it'll be 13 months, but you'll buy it sooner. And you get that third rental house. All right, and you start collecting $250 again. And let's say after just a little bit, there's lease renewal time. That first rental house now is cash flowing $300 a month. The second rental house is cash flowing $275, and the third one is cash flowing $250. So now we're going to be at, what is that, $9,900 a month of positive cash flow. That's about 10 grand a month. In a year. In a year of positive cash flow. So about 10 grand a year. So in 2 years, that's 20 grand. And you're saving 20 grand over 2 years, or 25 grand over 2 years. You see where I'm going with this? It'll start speeding up because now you're getting rent coming in. All right, it'll start speeding up. So let's say after getting your third, in a year or shorter, you get your fourth. So now you got another rental house. It's getting cash flow of $250 a month. And we'll just assume everyone else increased $25. So your second one's at $275, third one's at $300, and the other one, the very first one you bought, is at $325. All right. So $325, $300, $275, and $250 for positive cash flow. Because guess what? This really happens. And odds are you'll get a larger rent increase, not just $25. And odds are in your job, you will get a bigger pay raise, not just barely anything. You'll get a bigger one, especially nowadays. All right. But anyway, with my example there, you're now cash flowing $13,800 a year, almost 14 grand a year. All right. So if you were saving $20,000 a year before, you're probably saving more now. And if you tack another 14 grand on top of that, if you only tack it on 20 grand, that's 34,000. But if you saved an extra 5 grand, you're almost at $40,000 a year, which means it's a snowball effect. It picks up, it speeds up. All right, and that's what I'm getting at with this. When I hear so many other YouTubers who are non-real estate investors talk about financial independence taking 20, 30, 40 years, and I read other stuff, articles and stuff, talk about financial independence by the time you're 50 or you're 60. All right, and I hear that, I read that, I see that on YouTube. And then I think about this basic example right here. Because trust me, in 4 years, I bought 25 rental units. I didn't buy just 4. And this example covers about a 4-year period. I didn't buy just 4, I bought 25. So how I did it is how you can do it. I'm not going to cover all how I did it in this video. I have playlists. I have a playlist about how I went from 0 to 25 rentals in 4 years. It was actually in 47 months. If I cared about this YouTube channel where I wanted to devote hours and hours and hours to it to learn how to do different things, I would say, click up here for the link. There is no link up there. I'm not going to do it. I live a life. I live a life doing fun things. I'm not going to spend hours and hours and hours working on every single video I get. So this is just my way of saying I can give you good information. I can give you easy information to follow of how you can grow your wealth. I'm not going to give you graphics in here and video in here and pictures in here. I might occasionally. I will stick. You can look at videos I stuck pictures in. I might do that occasionally. I don't plan to be making thumbnails. I'm not going to spend the time to it, even though I know it's easy. I'm just not going to do it. Not as of yet. I won't say I won't change my mind tomorrow, but I'm not going to do it. I don't feel like doing it. I have a dock down there with a tiki hut and a kayak there and a swimming pool. You know, I'm trying to help you guys for free. And with that being said, since I am helping you for free, I always put below, in almost all my videos, Amazon links. If you click on one of those links, you buy that product on display, or you buy something else, I will get some sort of small commission fee, or whatever you call it. That could be your way of giving thanks to me for what I'm doing. All right. So that being said, hopefully this example helped you. Hopefully you can tweak it to your own personal life of how you're living. You can play with the numbers. You can think about it. Because things I didn't talk about. You might be able to do a cashback refinance. You might be able to do a HELOC. You might have a 401k and you can get a 401k loan. You might have, after you get going and you meet more people and more contacts, you might find private money lenders. You might find hard money lenders. You might find this. You might find that. The door starts opening for you. Okay, the door starts opening. And once it opens, it's up to you to jump through it and learn as much as you can and just keep plugging away. So when you're one of those naysayers who say you can't retire in 10 years, baloney. Baloney. All right, and don't eat bologna. It's not healthy for you. But whine to yourself. Don't whine to me. And don't whine to other real estate investors who they're all doing it. And a lot of them started from a lot worse than I started from. Some of them started from a better position than I started from. But we're all doing it. So if we can do it, why can't you? All right? Good enough. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Pay it forward to someone else. Because the day might come when I stop this channel. So pay it forward to someone else and help someone else get started. Have a great one. Mazske, signing out.